So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and this is Indiana Dell. He is one of my longest serving subscribers and probably loyalist subscriber. Plays on the North American server, is part of the WoT Uni clan, which is part of the Havoc community. So he's in a tier 4 Panzer IVD. Rocking the AP gun, having a right old time here on El Haloof. His top tier is chosen 5. It's a 5-10 game, and he is gonna go down and fight it out where all the mediums and heavies usually fight, which is lucky because there's no heavies in this game. It is all mediums, TDs and light tanks, and just one arty each side. Can't tell you an awful lot about the Panzer IV-H. It's just one of those German mediums. Good accurate gun, pretty punchy. Armour, yeah, doesn't really have much armour, just too flat really, but it's mobile, and he's going to use his mobility to its absolute best here. So he came out to try and get an ambush. He was not really supported by much, only the Lee there. The M2 and the T29 have gone balls deep. And he's decided he's gonna go into a very aggressive position, having sat back a bit. And a lot of Indiana games he sends me, he does tend to sit back quite a bit, which I don't blame him at all. I'm much the same. But this game he's much more aggressive, So he gets a nice shot there on the P26 40. There's ow. He was a bit fortunate there. Got hit by an HE shell from the Hetzer, which knocked out his gun, but only did 94 damage, and he blocked the shot from the Samur S35. There's a lot of enemy tanks out there, and this thing is not blessed with much armor. No, don't go there, mister. Oh, what's this T29 doing? Yeah, that was a Hetzer shell, I'm pretty sure. He's tracked in place, and he is toast. I mean, what? Yeah, no, it's a low tier game. You can't criticise inexperienced players. They will hopefully learn from their mistakes and go on to make the same mistakes at tier 10. So he has given up on that corner and coming to help the boys here in the middle area. Understand the logic of that, makes perfect sense. However, he's risking the fact somebody's going to come up behind him, and the M2 is down. So is our Panzer 1C. This is not looking so good. 4 plays 6. He's done only 192 damage himself. So he's going back to his little corner. There's a nice little handy rock here, which if you've got any turret armour, you can hide your hull behind and just get your turret poking out. There's a Hetzer there, and he's got to be careful of that Hetzer. Oh, there's a lot more than a Hetzer. There's a P26. Cool. That was a duck fired at him. The MX-40. I thought it was the Samura again, but it wasn't. It was the duck, and that thing has not got the best gun in the world. Hetzer's now looking at him. He's loaded premium rounds because shooting the AMX-40 with this gun is a little bit challenging. Fixes his gun because he needs that to be working a bit more efficiently than it was there. It's 6-all of a sudden. It's nip and tuck. Does he poke? Going for the Hetzer. That's the priority target, because that derp gun can cause a hell of a lot of mess. Left him on 52 health. Oh, the Hetzer got our Hetzer. Come on, get the Hetzer. Nice. Took him down. MX is kind of pulling back now. Now what's that Lee trying to do? Lee's on very low health. Can't kill that MX in one go. So it'd be pretty daft of him to go there. But Indiana helps out, puts a nice shell into the AMX. Still using premium rounds, but those AMXs are built like the proverbial brick shithouse. They are so strong in these low tier games. Right, so looks like the AMX is pulled back, so he's going to move forward, and here you can see the mobility of the Panzer IV. It's a really nice mobile medium tank. Gets around pretty nippily, and he's going to use this to good effect. Team has suddenly gone down again. 7 plays 9. MX is pushing on our Lee. Lee gets one shot off, but I don't think he's going to survive another shot. Can we get round behind to survive the Lee? Survive the Lee? Help the Lee survive is what I meant. No, unfortunately just couldn't get there in time, but took him down beautifully. Are spotted. There is an artillery, remember. We've only got an artillery, a Su-85B and Indiana left. Enemy team have the Hetzer, AMX, an M2, T29 and a Strunzwagen 40. Is that medium AFK? I think he might be. No, he suddenly started moving. Yeah, a bit of unnecessary usage of gold shells, but I think it was nice. He didn't really know he had it loaded. Nice shot there anyway, took him down with a good round. Now he's got to go and help his TD. The team is struggling. 9 plays 10 has brought it a little bit better, but you can see all the enemy tanks seem to be threatening our cap. So Indiana decides he's going to go back and provide some fast support to that beleaguered TD and artillery. Switch back to AP because he isn't going to need any kind of APCR against those guys that he's coming up against. That is the T29, tier 3 T29, not the tier 7 T29. So it's not that tricky to deal with. He's on 4 kills, done 850 damage, which is a pretty good return so far. Now, where to go? Now we saw there was a Strunzwagen M40L heading up towards our cap. T29 and the Hetzer were opposite. I bet the Hetzer is probably camped, firmly camped on the hill. He has got a kill, however, so not to be underestimated. And to be honest, the Hetzer is not a tank you want to underestimate anyway, with that dirt gun on it. Let's just fast forward a little bit here because it's a little bit slow. So I like what Indiana does here. He gets up into the back of the cap. Now, ooh, and there we go. There's enemy Strunzwagen 40L. Now this Su is in a bit of a pickle. Does he go and confront? If he goes too far, he's going to get shot by the Hetzer, who I bet is still pretty much where he was last seen, down at J56. So the best thing to do here is that they work together and work together well. But this is random battles. You don't get much working together. But Indiana's going to change that. It's going to go and get in this bush over here, provide support on at least one side. There is an enemy artillery still as well, so they've got to be doubly careful. And that Su is spotted. There you go. There's an artillery shell just came in, hit the rock. Our Su is saying, "Come on, Artie!" Like our Artie could hit the Strunzwagen where he is down on that lower slope. So Indiana's done the right thing here. He's pulling back. He's keeping the bush between him and the target, so he doesn't. If he gets spotted, he can't be seen. And he's trying to cover the rear of that SU. But the trouble is, the SU went forward and proxy spotted the Strunzwagen. It would have been better if they'd sort of held off and let the Strunzwagen come up a bit, and then they could have potentially tracked him and then killed him. So Indiana's now looking at the backside. So the Su's looking front ways, Indiana's looking the other way. There's another arty shell missing, because hitting in these areas is really hard for the artillery. Now, he does carry binos on this thing, so his view range is pretty good. I bet he's got a half decent crew on there as well. So he's got a fair chance of spotting this Strunzwagen. Now, but where is the T29? That's what we want to know. So Su's come back round, and just at the same time to proxy spot the Strunzwagen. Oh, what an annoying thing. He wanted to, and I think in a minute Indiana's going to say in the chat, you go, you know, keep one side, let him come up, because actually, yeah, there you go. Come on, let me spot him and shoot, said Indiana. And it's right. That's what they need to do at this situation. You've actually got to trust your teammate, and that's always a tough thing to do. So the Sue's gone one side, Indiana's the other. He's got binos and a decent crew, so he should see this Sturmfalcon reasonably easily. And it's just a game of chicken at the moment. The Sioux can't afford to come out too far because there's a Hetzer somewhere over there. There's also the artillery, and heaven knows where the T-29 is. Oh, here we go. That's what we were waiting for. And of course, what happens when you waited all this time? You managed to miss the shot, but that shot was better and tracked the Sturmfalcon, and the kill shot comes in. So good job, well played. It was a little bit brown trousery for a minute with the missed first shell, but after that it was all goodness and light. Oh, and the enemy Hetzer has managed to turn himself over. My goodness me, that's changed the complexion of the game. It's 11 plays, 10. Indiana's on 5 kills and 1,000 damage. So he can now act a bit more aggressively. He's on he's on a lot of health. He's only lost 100 or so health, just less than 100 health. So he's in a good state. With the Hetzer down, he's only got to worry about that Tier 3 light tank, who has played, he's got 2 kills to his name, so you know, not going to ignore him. Let's speed it up again. It's going to take a little while for him to get into a new position. You can see this Panzer IV does cover the ground pretty well, but it's a long way to get around. It's going to go underneath the position, which is always a good thing to do. I think if the enemy TDs have been cleared out above, you can just sort of work your way underneath things, and if anything is still remaining there, you get a bit of proxy spotting, which is kind of good. So he's making sure the artillery, or he's asking if the artillery can move, if the Sioux can move forward. I'm certainly hoping the artillery is going to provide some fast support. Okay, so nothing doing here. Put it back to normal speed. Need to find that last arty. Well, first and last, there was only one. Only 2 minutes left, so that's going to be a bit of a factor in this finale. Is he going to go and cap? Ah, there's the arty. He got spotted, but the arty's not responding at all. Where's that T-29? That's the key thing. Sue's finally on his way. Artillery splashed in on that artillery spot. Here comes the arty. He had to make a play. 1 shell, 2 shells, and he is toast. Good job. Right, just that T-29, but is he anywhere to be seen? We haven't seen him since, well, very early on in the game. Just make you wonder where he's AFK somewhere. But he did have 2 kills, so he's no slouch. But it doesn't look like he's active. Oh, no, there we go. He's in our cap. Well, that answers everything. Well, what a stupid thing to do. Why go all the way over to the enemy cap? Ah, well, never mind. But he did get our artillery in the process, so I suppose it wasn't entirely too bad. Oh well, so that's going to be it. GG. Well played. Nice game. So a bit of an anticlimax there at the end, but it was fairly intense at various times, and I like the way Indiana reacted to what was going on, and the attempts at some teamwork there as well. Between the Sioux and him at the end of the game there. So he aced it. He got Duelist, Fire for Effect, Invader for taking the cap, High Caliber and Top Gun, of course. Top of his team, 1,186 damage, 6 kills, 949 base XP. Fired 19 shots, hit with 13, penned with 13 for that 1,000 damage. Took 3 hits, one of which penned, two did not, and 99 capture points. 28,000 credits, but he did dig into his pocket in terms of firing premium rounds, so actually lost 1,000 credits in that game. Would have been 10,000 if he hadn't been running premium, and 7,120 experience with the ×5 for the day. So there you go. Nice game, well played, nice teamwork. Yeah, you don't see that very often, and turned a game around that was looking very dodgy at one point. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. In the meantime, enjoy your games, have fun, try not to take it too seriously, and I'll see you again soon. This is Gamer Dom, signing out.